Welcome to Milk Brothers, the podcast where we explore the unexpected and sometimes hilarious accidents that have occurred at the Universidad de Valle de Mexico. I am your announcer, Alan. Begin with this wonderful podcast, we have the presence of your server accompanied by two great people. One of them, the wonderful and talented basketball player on the Querétaro campus, Ian, and my dear friend and fellow student, David.
Good morning to all of you. A pleasure to share this space in the cabin with these two great characters and the lovely people they are. And I'm pleased to announce today's topic in which we'll be addressing the most interesting stories, shocking and fun events that happen in our classroom.
And we cannot fail to mention that the series of anecdotes that has been provided to us by our dear classmates and professors from the University del Valle de Mexico through their call told you a story that we publish on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. So be prepared to laugh and be surprised and maybe even learn new incidents that had happened in our university. This is gonna be a funny topic.
Now, let's start with the first story. On one occasion, during an iconic class of course, a student was so distracted by his phone that we normally do because we're teenagers and all we do is searching our phone and looking with them. He accidentally opened a video. Yes, you might be right. The kind of video we know we don't want to open in one class. Imagine the surprise the student got when he realized that all the students in the classroom were able to hear those pleasant noises. Oh my god, what an embarrassing story.
Wow, he should definitely choose his friends better, since that is a very good and old joke. Let's hope that he learned the lesson that he comes to study at the university.
Definitely, and speaking of distractions, on another occasion, a student was so engrossed in his reading that he walked right into a fountain in the center of the campus. He ended up completely wet, stretched, and at least he gave the other students a reason to smile that day. That was an anecdote that he might not want to remember because he was so embarrassed.
We definitely need a little more in your college life sometimes, but it's not allowed. Once a math teacher was so excited to explain a program that he's so excited that the tripped and fell face first on the blackboard. Numbers are not always friends with gravity.
Poor teacher. I guess that incident became a visual lesson for all the students in the class. It is always important to remember to keep your balance and your phone off all the class for avoiding this kind of awkward and embarrassing situations.
Now let's read the sentences and talk about more sports-related incidents. During a soccer game, a student celebrated a goal so energetical that he jumped from a zone and tripped over a billboard. Fortunately, it was only his pride that was hurt. That was what we call celebrating excessively because he was so embarrassed later that day.
The passion for sport can lead you to unexpected situations, but don't worry, your brave students always get up and keep going.
Exactly, Alan. We also have a story that shows the importance of following campus access rules. Well, it turns out that a student was trying to clip a fence to get to his class faster ended up snagging his pants and got trapped at the top. Oh my god. It took a rescue team to free him. That day must have learned that there are no safe shortcuts.
It's the first time I've heard of that. The university fences make a person wedge. It cannot be even imaginable the embarrassment in this situation. And that was the poor boy face when he released from the prison externally.
Speaking of embarrassing situations, what do you do know about what happened inside the locker room on the basketball court?
Well, it turns out, my dearest Alan, highlight that some students hear strange noises in the distance. Yes, strange noises. You hear me well. So they come to find out what was happening inside. Because they were young teenagers, you know what happens. When you're that young and you hear the strange noises, they're anxious to get to know what was that. Make them get inside the locker room. Yes, the basketball locker room. And what was their surprise when they entered? That the teacher was giving them a good trained student how to play with balls. And not basketball balls exactly, my friends.
I don't know the story very well, but I think I heard that the girl, the coach, was with a volleyball player. So if we see her in action on court, we will know her secret of how she managed to learn to spike it. You know, some people take the easy way to get to the top.
Well, with our time won't ask any more about that, but sadly we have come to the end of this wonderful podcast.
Not so fast, Alan. Or do you want to skip the part where we inform everyone who listens to us from some curious fact about what is happening around the world?
You're quite right, my dearest Ian. First, on today's list, we have to do the lightest material in the world is aerogel. It's solid gel made of 99.8% air, which make it extremely light. It's so light it can float in the air.
I have one that perhaps some of you already know, but did you know that the human heart can generate enough pressure to the blood loop to a distance of 10 meters?
Here is one about a very particular bird. Did you know that an ostrich eye is bigger than its brain? Now, that's a curious fact, my boys.
Very interesting, and something that I would not have liked to have imagined a similar situation with humans that would be a bit unpleasant with the autonomy of the human.
I have one that is for everyone who drives. Did you know that on average, a person spends about 6 months of their life waiting at traffic lights?
Somebody tell me who was the one who investigated all this. You know why? Because we will definitely fire him. Sin ismos unless data.
Without doubt, now we can say goodbye, but from our dearest audience, we'll be waiting for the next episode, which, as you know, will be without fail every Friday. This is Milk Brothers.